Hello, welcome to next lecture. I will cover here research designs and data analysis. So I will explore here different types of research designs. I will see the or I will explain the distinction between qualitative and quantitative research and the various specific research designs so we can do or use in our research and data analysis. So let's begin with qualitative versus quantitative research designs. The first distinction to make is between these two broad approaches. So quantitative research is focused on measuring and quantifying phenomena. It involves collecting numerical data that can be analyzed statistically. So it's typically used when the goal is to test hypotheses or examine relationship between variables. So examples include surveys, experiments, or observational studies that use structured tools to gather numerical data. On the other hand, the qualitative research is aimed at understanding phenomena from a more in-depth, subjective perspective. It focuses on exploring ideas, experiences, and meanings through non-numerical data, such as words, images, observations. Common methods include interviews, focus group, and participant observation. So both research designs have their one strength and that can be used independently or in combination depending on the research question. So while quantitative research allows for generalization and statistical analysis, qualitative research provides rich, detailed insights into complex issues. So let's look at some specific research designs. They are commonly used in both qualitative and quantitative research. The first design, let's discuss survey design. Survey research is often used in quantitative studies to collect data from large numbers of people. Surveys usually involve questionnaires or interviews with close-ended questions to gather numerical data. So they are useful for obtaining a broad understanding of attitudes, opinions, or behaviors across a population. Another experimental research. It is a quantitative approach that seeks to establish cause and effect relationships. In an experiment, researchers manipulate one or more independent variables and measure their effect on a dependent variable. So this design allows researchers to draw conclusion about causality. So which is not always possible in other research design. Action research another. Action research design. It is a design commonly used in educational, organizational, and commonly setting. It focuses on solving problems, specific practical problems. Action research involves a cyclical process of planning, acting, observing, reflecting. Or in short, we can say plan, act, observe, and reflect. And it goes in cyclical process. It improves the practices. Another one is case study research. It is a qualitative design that involves a deep contextualized exploration of single case or a small number of cases. It is used to gain an in-depth understanding of complex issues or phenomena in real-life settings. Case studies often use multiple data sources, such as interviews, documents, or observation. Finally, interactional research. It focuses on the relationship and interaction between individuals, groups, or systems. It is often used in social science research to examine how interactions influence behaviors, attitudes, or outcomes. So, interactional research designs can be both qualitative and quantitative depending on the focus. So, I have covered here key difference between qualitative and quantitative research design and reviewed some specific research designs like survey, experimental, action, case study, interactional research. So each research design serves a specific purpose. Now I want to move to data analysis. I will cover statistical tools for quantitative analysis, transcription, and thematization for qualitative data, and how to present and interpret your data effectively. Let's start with statistical tools for quantitative analysis. Once you have collected your quantitative data, the next step is to analyze it. Statistical analysis helps you identify patterns, relationships, and trends within the data. There are several tools you can use for quantitative data analysis, but one of the most common is descriptive statistics, which summarizes and describes the main features of a data set. Measures like mean, median, mode, standard deviation, they provide the insights into central tendency and variability of the data. So the next one is inferential statistics that allow you to make generalizations from your sample data to larger population. Techniques like t-test, chi-square test, and analysis of variance, so they help determine whether the results of your study are statistically significant. Regression analysis is another useful statistical tool, particularly when you want to examine the relationship between variables. Now, I want to move to the transcription and thematization of qualitative data. Qualitative data analysis begins with transcription, where you convert recorded interviews, focus groups, or observation into the text format. This is the first step in organizing and making sense of qualitative data. After transcription, the next step is thematization. This involves identifying recurring themes or patterns in the data. Thematic analysis is a flexible method for analyzing qualitative data, where researchers identify key themes that reflect the meanings and experiences of the participants. So, to perform thematic analysis, you will go through your transcripts and quoting relevant passages of text. Then you organize the course into broader themes that help answer your research questions. So now I want to discuss how to present and interpret data. Presenting your data clearly is key to communicating your findings effectively. So in quantitative research, this often involves tables, charts, graphs that visually represent your statistical results. But in qualitative research, you might present data in the form of themes, quotes from the participants, or case study summarizes or summaries. Regardless of the format, it's important to present your data in a way that is easy to understand, directly related to your research questions. Once you have presented your data, the next step is interpretation. Data interpretation involves explaining the meaning of your findings and how they relate to your research questions. Theoretical framework and existing literature. This is where you draw conclusion and discuss the implication of your research. So I have covered here statistical tools for quantitative analysis, transcription and thematization for qualitative data, and the importance of presenting and interpreting your data effectively. So mastering these steps or getting more exposure on these steps is important for analyzing your research findings and communicating them are communicating, presenting them clearly. Thank you so much for watching this lecture. Have a wonderful time.